Your face the race beating man with hourglasses. Time doesn't stop, time is on my side. Your crew act like you're gon' blow the spot. Bitch, open wide for the flavor. Mine's available for y'all to savor. Candy flippers and John Lennon clone, limp-wristed clowns. Stop now, we're grabbing up these microphones. Be practical, one little verse will prove. When battling the titans, be sure to bring crazy friends. These stolen ends will come back and bite that ass. Karma has a way of taking the fun out of an instance. Real fast, the ride was a blast. The crash, kill that ass. Fuck rhyming for zombies, uplifting the mind state by wrecking over bomb beats. Clock stopper who hate cock blockers, snitch and block watchers, terrorists taking hostages, anthrax ruin vacations to Crystal Lake, staying at cottages. Have you choking on this sausage made with Soylent Green shitty styles of
Hey yo, what is good? This is your boy Vega, aka Vega the Chosen, from thecryptonline.com, the HipHopHeads Podcast, the listening sesh, hiphopheads.org, all that good stuff. You know it. Come on. Welcome. Sadly, this is another episode don't want to be doing, but gotta pay respects. This past week, longtime friend of the website, integral part of the website, Dvsalias, aka Sham, our friend Scott Overbeay from Columbus, Ohio, has passed away. A prolific member of our forums. I think he brought me to the forum back in the day when it first started in 2003, hiphopheads.org, and brought so many others. The guy was just so charismatic, and funny, hilarious, ball buster, troll, all the things before trolling was even a term. He was the OG. Devious, great artist, great MC, kind of slept on. He put out an album with DJ Drastic called Sham's Dvsalias, and he gave it to me in like 2004, maybe 2005, so 20 plus years ago. And I love the album. One of my favorites. I still listen to it pretty frequently. And it's just unknown. Nobody knows about it. Sham would give it out to, his friends and, from Columbus or online or whatever, but I don't think he ever really distributed it in large numbers. I asked him about it over the years, and he was just something that he didn't, I'm not sure. He just didn't really care about it that much. I've since released the album on the website. I also released a track he did exclusively for the website in 2004, a freestyle he spit over Pete Allah's answer machine, aka Illmatic. Illmatic was the person who created hiphopheads.org, and who I took it over from in 2005 because he just got really busy and couldn't maintain the website anymore. So I came through, I said, hey, I'll save the website, me and Uncommon Thief, and we started the Realness board, and then we transitioned that over to the cryptonline.com, where I started the blog in 2005, and that's where the blog era started. My style of posting bootlegs just blew up. And then a lot of people went up on that, and they did it, kind of legitimately. And then their websites blew up, all that stuff, ads, all that stuff. And we never had that. We still don't have that. No ads, no bullshit. We don't advertise. We don't do any of that. We just do everything by word of mouth, which was a gift at that time and a curse now. It doesn't really work that way anymore because we're not really prominent on social media like that. I'm here and there on social media, but I'm not viral. I don't do any of that stuff. So people know about me, but the people who know are in the know, and the people who are not, hopefully they'll get in the know someday. Unfortunately, like I was saying, Illmatic started the website in 2003. And when I found the song from 2004 with Devious and Illmatic on the track, both rapping, obviously Devious did it over an answer machine. And I assume Illmatic did it at his house on the computer or whatever it is. And it was kind of a, Pete's part was part of a parody of Necro and something silly like that, shouting out foreign members' names and all that stuff. And it was quite entertaining and fun. And, it was great at the time. Listening back at it gave me a lot of nostalgia, kind of made me tear up for Dvsalias. And then it got me thinking about Illmatic. and what he had been up to. And I probably haven't spoken to Illmatic since the 2005, 2006, when I took over the website, trying to get information from him, trying to get the domain from him, all this stuff. But he was just extremely busy and had a lot of stuff going on. And, we couldn't really connect like crazy. We ended up losing the files for the OG forum, which I had to start a new forum. And then because of all the bootlegging we did, we would get shut down pretty regularly, where people would report the website, that were rappers or record labels and things like that. Fuck you, chambermusic.com. That would get us shut down. Finally, about 2008, I got it back up on a good web host, and it's been up ever since. It's been up ever since, doing its thing, and going, strong. I mean, I don't post like crazy anymore. I got out of that grind like probably like 10 years ago. Um, maybe even before then, but I still post. I do my stuff here and there. Um, but as I was saying, I was, going, wow, what happened to Pete? And I started, doing some of my internet sleuthing, and I found Pete. Unfortunately, I found him far too late. When I found Pete just the other day, it was just his web page was on Facebook was just a memorial page. He passed away in 2017. Um, I've heard some rumors, but I'm not going to speculate on what the situation there was. I just know this is a man who died far too young. Um, I think he was only 30 years old, or in his early 30s. It's a real freaking bummer. Um, you know, Devious is in his early 50s. Uh, and it was just sad to like, especially, with Devious dying, like him and I were so close, man. We talked every day for years, cracking jokes, having fun, not just on the website, but on, AIM, AOL Instant Messenger. And this dude had me cracking up all the time. We would be up all night just talking about hip hop, cracking jokes, making fun of, people, just having a good time, trolling each other. Devious was the man, and Pete helped bring us all together. And all the people who are prolific on the forums and stuff like that on my website, I owe it all to Pete, for real. I never had interest in making websites or forums or any of that kind of stuff. But when I joined hiphopheads.org in 2003, when I was in the army, um, it got me interested in that stuff. Not like particularly like right off the bat, but when Pete kind of fell off, I was like, wow, I really like these characters and these people, these folks on this website, and I don't want to see the place die. And me and Uncommon Thief, we got kind of behind the scenes. We started the Realness website, or the Realness forum, and we used that for a bit, but it was kind of like a free forum. Wouldn't allow us to modify and do a lot of crazy stuff that we wanted to do. So I ended up taking over from Uncommon Thief um, in that 2004 2005 era. When I started the blog at decryptonline.com, we just put up a forum just to have the forums up so all the folks could come there and visit. Later on, a couple years later, I was able to secure the domain for hiphopheads.org because it was kind of in limbo. If you don't know anything about websites, if run out of the domain, people can buy the domain and hold it and, try to hold it ransom and do all this kind of stuff. And I was able to secure that. Now, we have no affiliation with like the Hip Hop Heads Reddit page or hiphopheads.com. We've been around long before they've been around, before Reddit existed and all that stuff. I was on the Hip Hop Heads Reddit page early on, and I helped contribute to that and do stuff from time to time. I remember when they got 100,000 members, and now they're up to millions of members. So I'm an afterthought on there now. But I had fun on the Reddit page there for a hot minute. People would ask me like, "Oh, Vega, did you start this Reddit page for the Hip Hop Heads?" And I'd be like, "Nah, we have no affiliation." We did kind of use our Hip Hop Heads podcast in unison back in the early days when the Hip Hop Heads Reddit page allowed that, but now they don't anymore. So I don't really go on there or whatever. But once again, no affiliation. But like I said, I owe everything to Pete, you know, on the website. Like it got me interested in making the forums. I built the forums from scratch. I learned everything. Learned PHP learned V Bulletin, learned Envision boards. I learned my BB, all these things over the years. And then, obviously PHP Nuke, Joomla, uh, WordPress, all the Mambo, all these different things I learned on the back of Pete. You know what I mean? Because Pete inspired me to do these things, to create the website, to keep stuff popping, and to spread the good word of hip hop. I didn't want that to go away. And here we still are. And he also helped me, like I became one of a prolific bootlegger, in the mid 2000s with the website, posting all the downloads and stuff like that for people, and getting people very angry at me, shouting death threats. And now they just put their music for free on Spotify, and then that company makes money while they make nothing. So my website was much better than that because I didn't make any money. I still haven't made a dollar off the website, despite being around for the better half of close to 25 years. Or 20 plus years for that matter. 2005 is when I started the cryptonline.com, but I was always a moderator and whatnot on hiphopheads.org. So I was always behind the scenes doing the thing and, doing, um, you know, helping out there when I could. It just sucks that Devious is gone and Illmatic, two prolific people they might not know in my life, you know. I wish I could have been a bit closer with both of them. I wish I could have met both the guys, Unfortunately, that never happened. I always wanted to get up with Devious, but he is in Ohio. I'm in Boston. It was a tough get, you know. Then at the end, he was dealing with serious health. Well, one, he had demons, and then two, he had some serious health issues at the end, and he ended up losing a leg and like all this crazy stuff that just made me super bummed. Because Devious was a great guy, just incredible guy. I'll miss him so much, and I'll miss Pete too. I'm thankful for Pete. I appreciate him starting the website and then inspiring me to keep it going. And then I've done that with so many other websites in the past. Helped keep them going. Sanctum, um, the board. That's part of our website banner. I took that over. From First back in the day. I had the King and Queens website, another forum that had gone down, and I had tried to save and bring them back and bring them into the fold. Musical Baked Potato, aka the PRP board, that went down. And later on, I took it over, and now I'm still running. Or hosting the website. I don't really run it. I have another guy who helps out with that. But if push comes to shove, I'll jump up in there. This is a bummer for me. I love these guys, and like I said, they're a big part of my life and what I do, and what I bring to y'all. This podcast here, the name, the Hip Hop Heads name, is still here thanks to Pete. This isn't just a run of the mill thing. This is a name we've been using for 25 years, you know, um, and we're going to use it forever. HipHopHeads.org isn't going away. And the website is not going away. The podcast is not going away. We're doing everything, and I'm doing it for the love of hip hop and all the homies that I've got to know over the years from the website. Thanks to Pete, thanks to Dvsalias. Many of them are Sohail, rest in peace. Manny, rest in peace. Beach, rest in peace. Zakem, rest in peace. I don't even have all the names in front of me, man. Fucking Phaser, rest in peace. I know there's other ones I'm forgetting, and there's other ones that I don't even probably know about that are gone. You know, I don't know. I found out Pete passed away yesterday. He passed away in 2017. I wish I had known at the time so I could immortalize him then. But you know what? I'm doing it now. And this is getting emotional for me. It's tough. Like I said, these guys are my friends, people I've met, people I've hung out with. They've created relationships in my life that I still have to this day, that I still talk to, that I'm still friends with, that I'm still close with, people that I care about deeply. Thanks to these forums and this website, hiphopheads.org, thecryptonline.com, or thecrypt.online. You can find us there, amongst so many other, names that I have, bostonrap.us, hiphopheads.us, .us. That's us, hiphopheads.us. That's what it's all about. I want to say I appreciate y'all for supporting us over these years. If you've been here since the beginning, I appreciate you. You've been here since yesterday. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you checking out the podcast, checking out the website, downloading whatever you can download, giving us traffic. I don't know what we do for traffic. I've never been into it. Don't care. People find that to be bizarre, but I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm a guy who learned how to do this just in the background, and I don't care about any of that stuff. What I care about is spreading the good word of hip hop and keeping my friends' names alive. R.I.P. Dvsalias, R.I.P. Illmatic, aka Peter Lost, God, Overbeay, I love you, I'll miss you, I miss you both, I miss all the heads that are gone. I'm going to be posting a little bit more music from Devious in the next coming days. I've already put the album Sham's Dvsalias up on the site. I'm looking to get a hold of DJ Goldfinger. If anybody out there from Ohio knows him, please send him to me. Find him, have him email me or whatever, because I have one single question for him. That's it. Just want to get permission for something before I put it out. But, if I can't get a hold of him, I'm just going to put it on anyway. Because, as I said, I'm a prolific bootlegger. But I'm doing it with respect. I appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there. Reach out to the homies that you love. I love y'all. This is your boy Vega. Vega the Chosen from thecryptonline.com, hiphopheads.org, the Hip Hop Heads Podcast, all that good stuff. Peace.
May 18th at 8:45 p.m.
Check out the website. Check it all out.
Yeah.
Buy stuff.
HipHopHeads.org. Motherfuckers.
And his fat fucking wife.
Dvsalias, amongst other names. Course and pull, reduction trims. But not swords to win, conduct blend. Gotta make it scream, pull rust, study ducking like Daffy. Despicable twist, pull junkies off chairs, pull the wool over the mother's eyes, the jizz in her hair, the heat a missile in the dragon's lair. Al-Qaeda gun, toting riders, huddle like teams and quarterbacks from under the weather. Pattern, the clean place and the clean clock, shock seats to the party stop, celebration called existence. Force that bitch out of the Burger King bathroom. Blast company, listening to the same song. We been wrong since hip human ashes from hookahs, Caucasian, honky Kong, king of the basement, dementia. Put hands one out, moving vehicle, call it litter. Force spray matter, straight sin get bitter. A little less strain on life, a little more for the litter. Board the gore, the smoke, to stop being a bore, not really a chore. My corpse open the door to get the squirrels for. The rock the dance floor, 4 stars, 4 pounds, part of my lore. Crack jokes like Jay Moore, ass fuck Mandy Moore. More, take no shorts and no fouls. Hit captain student with the norm. My chains full of gold, pork lips and McCourt solely with a friend. Roar at bosses, chuckling, smoke a roar. Soar like pterodactyl, score whores the Lake Michigan shore. She told me another touch, make it snore. My meat make it sore. She sore from the demon spore. They buy out the store, swore I always rock magnums. Rock the big cock like the hammer of Thor. Tore a vaginal, send it back on tour. And mad want more. I'll wear your chain for the trophy while these girls say adore. FI is my own air core. Switch to Navy, beware we ashore. Ask for devious bitches to rock the back door. In the country I need privacy spreads at that damn barn door. Before abuse is called for, one still call for Sham. There for your mom's fucker rent a car. I ain't racist, hate a fucking class war. Henry Sinatra got a closed door. Russian floor, victim of the Cold War. Cry for money stacks on the dance floor. Sit in my car, bitch, I know you like the decor. DVS deplored, sloppy trans, get brains messed up, they Dior. You a virgin girl, your hymen surely done for. Explore my package, fall for the heavy dick and feel for these little tricks who can't fend for themselves. A single apartment on the first floor. The show on my front door. Penthouse noodles galore. Got this roll good from a stack. I love a great war. HHH, HipHopHeads.org. Now what, bitches? Dvsalias 2004. Alright? Peace.
To repeat this message, press 11. To save it, press 9. To delete it, press 7. Your message will be saved for 30 days. Next, new message.
Yo, don't ever let DVS take a shit in your house. And Jeff, you never know whose dick's in his mouth. The Bonfire ain't no one know what she's bitching about. Want her free post to the first cat that figures it out. And shit mouth got shit in his mouth. Salsa bites and dick rider. Shit wasp me and DVS right and spit fire. Kid, I'm talking shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit. Kid, I'm talking shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit. Die. Ralphie.